Okay guys, so I have removed the plastic cover that the books come in to protect them, and I'm going to show you the books. Now I didn't think this well enough because I have to use two hands, but here we go. I think I can manage. Okay, here we have one of the books. This is the setting. You can see the front cover is pretty neat. This is the one with the tree, the setting. Okay, that's one of the wolves with the black howling. We'll talk about that later. Alright, so as you can see, we start the book with some poetry, which is very nice. We love poetry. I don't know if it's everybody's cup of tea, but we like it, even though we're not particularly good at it. And as you can see, the book starts with some very nice images we created especially for the book. I think there's too much light here, even though it's in the evening in Bogota, but anyway, you can see the text size. It's pretty adequate for reading. And well, here it is. Interesting thing about the book is I had to make the book layout 3 times, and that's because whenever we sent to print the book, the pages would not bind because of the glue that just wouldn't stick to the page. And it's because all the images were actually beginning, some of them were beginning at the edge, inner edge, so it was so dark, so full of ink that the pages just wouldn't bind. So we had to print the book 3 times, and we wanted the book to be perfect, to last for a very long time, and well, this is the final result. I have some copies of the other books right there in the corner, but you know, maybe I'll show them later if people are interested. So here we have, this is the setting. It has, as you can see, all the information on species, concepts, places, the order of the universe from its beginning, the waves of existence, Saeya, the Sil, all those things are included in the book. But I don't want to take too much time describing or showing every little piece because we have 2 books to talk about, and you know, this video could drag on for a long time. Just in case that's the order of the universe, the conceptual order of the universe, then we have the second book, which is history, and we move on throughout the book, and you can see it's all full color. This is something I want to show you, the map with the zoom-ins of every sector, the region of Nishvalin. This is Atlantia, where, you know, the Calais exists. I'm not sure everybody knows what I'm talking about, but anyway, I'm not good at making videos. So here we have more maps, and we start seeing the ethnic groups. We don't have countries so much as ethnic groups with many different tribes, each with a city, a thriving city and its nearby villages, all responding to a mother tribe. Well, not all of them, but some. And well, this is the setting. It tells you everything about the story and the people of this complex universe. Then we have book 2, memory, which has again some poetry, which we love, and well, what's currently going on in the setting, what things characters can do, and players should focus on, narrators should play as, etc. Well, I think I said that the other way around. Anyway, so this is the book. As always, we end with some more poetry. And, alright, that's the setting. There we go. Now, let's move on to book number 2, which is the system. Right here in the front cover, we can see an Enlil, Calais in this case, which are the enemies, so-called specific enemies of this setting. And as you can see, it doesn't have an evil demeanor. There's no such thing as evil in this world. And this concept, it's more philosophical or ideological differences or natural differences. Again, we start the book more or less in the same way. This is book 3, Thought. And we start, as you can see, the layout is different in the sense that the size of the fonts are smaller, so that you can have more information per page, and you have to start flipping pages all over the place in order to get to some rule or something. We also organize the book in terms of chapters with sub-chapters, so that it's easy to find. One particular thing about the books is that we have the index at the very end, because I don't know, that's how we do things in Colombia, which I apologize, some people are not used to that. So this is the system. We have how to use magic, which we call Saya. We have the character generation process that begins with a particular thing I want to talk about, which is that we have 3 very different types of characters in Eoris, which have different mechanics and which have different philosophical positions regarding the main thing about Eoris, which is the Black Howling. So you have silent, normal creatures, such as you and me, the mortals. It can be from many different species. We have the Kalei, which are a part of God's unconscious will, so they more or less don't have free will. They have this overmind that controls them all. And then you have the Seal, who are the free spirits, the ones that have lived on planet Eoris with the Silent. They have created the civilizations, but now they have to choose, which side to take in this celestial war. And now we have, the character generation process step by step. You get to choose your species, your ethnia, you get to choose, everything about your character. This is a specific species. Each of them, for example, have a fundamental difference in terms of their senses. Like dogs have very good hearing and very good smell, but they don't have a very good sight like humans do. So there are fundamental differences that the system takes into account for many, many things. So it's very interesting to play as. So anyway, we have vehicle creation. If your character has a vehicle, which is very fun, you can have very diverse vehicles that look or are shaped in the form of different species, so as to, on one part to make the system easier, but on the other to allow players to have a range of diversity in vehicles that provides a very fun experience. And it can, be really, really cool to play as. And then we have the primordial clay, the custom species creator, which is the system we use to create species, to create enemies, to create clay, alternate forms, to create everything. It works really well, if I can say so myself. And then we have, character upgrades. We have the hindrances and talents and all the powers. As you can see, this book is also quite large, so I'm not gonna go over every single detail of it. These are the powers, for example. Let's move faster. For example, we have the Saya tunes, the magic of this world, which is based on the premise that you can shape things with your mind or through specific technologies and remold the fabric of reality. I know it's not a concept everybody's familiarized with, or actually perhaps it's the other way around. I'm sure it's a concept everybody's familiarized with, so no problem there. And then we go to the armory, or the weapons or magical items that characters can use. Again, there's quite a bit of them. I'm not going to show them all to you because I don't have enough time in this video. I don't want it to be too long. But there's plenty of them anyway. And then we go to the items. Also, again, many, many different items. Some examples of vehicles, starting from this page, moving forward. And then we go to one of the parts I like the most, which is the antagonists, which we propose not as individual antagonists, like this is a hobgoblin or something like that. We propose are small or large groups of individuals with a particular philosophy or a way of life that creates this political or philosophical differences with characters, and thus become antagonists. Characters are not only antagonized by these different groups, but they may also belong to one of the groups if players want to, so that they can be part of this struggle and on a further dynamic. Like I'm not only philosophically aligned to one aspect of the Black Howling, but I am also a part of a group that has a position regarding it. And finally, we have the system add-ons. So it's a very large book with a lot of things. I want to show the character sheets at the end. I don't know if you can see them. Where this is the silent character sheet. It's green, and we have the Sil character sheet. Very similar. It's a fundamental difference right in the middle. For example, the earthly aspects of God, which you can check on the website to see what those are. And then we have the Kalei character sheet, which is also, again, very similar, to make things easy. But they have a different thing right here, which is the type of Calais you are and the amount of years you have spent in Eoris, which awakens your consciousness. You have to read about that. Then again, we finish with a quote. That's the book. So I hope you liked it. This is Eoris Essence. Those are the books. Thank you very much.